have with me social commentator Shijibomia Debi Bennett, as well as lecturer at the University of Lagos, Dr. Danekere. Gentlemen, good morning.
Thank you.
Nice
good
to see
morning.
you.
Yes.
All right, let's begin with the Daily Sun this morning. NLC's action against Ngige turns bloody. That's where we're starting from this morning. 9 injured, 2 in critical condition as union members thugs clash at minister's house. Labour petitions police. Ministers aid alleges dawn invasion. Okay, this has been going on since the past day now. All right, let's move to The Nation. The Nation newspaper is the next one now. Buhari versus Atiku. Tribunal warns against comments. Olanipekun, Fagbemi, Usman, Uzoku pledged to abide by panel's rules. Okay, that's the story The Nation is taking this morning. And then we head to the blueprints now. Sultan decries kidnapping and poverty. Gunmen storm Sokoto, kill Monarch, 4 others. 8 die in fresh Taraba attack. WAEC candidate killed. Abia Noge boss kidnapped. Still draws attention to the security issues in there. And then the Vanguard is the next paper now and the last one this morning. Worsening insecurity, 34 killed in 4 states. Cult war claims 11 in Edo. Boko Haram attacks military base. Community kills military base and community kills 11 in Borno. Headsmen kill 11 in Taraba. Gunmen storm Sokoto community, kill Monarch, raise police station. Security agencies alone can't solve problems. That's the police saying that. And experts warn federal government over ransom payment to kidnappers. Okay, I'd like us to start from here now, gentlemen. The Vanguard, 34 killed in 4 states, talking about drawing attention to the worsening insecurity in the country. And this has been on this way for the past weeks now. I wonder how it comes to you when you see these headlines every day now, Dr. Kere.
Thank you. Mike, it's always a worrisome, state. But then it's almost as if we have come to terms with it that this is part of our life, because I don't really know what is going on. I just cannot explain that every day, to the point that even governors are now afraid to move. Convoys are attacked, people are snatched from there, kidnapped, and all manner of things, now killing There is no day the news, papers will not report at least some killings. So for me, I'm beginning to think that the government does not have an idea on how to tackle this issue. Because this is not just about Boko Haram. It's about, security generally. And they have been clamor for state police. They have been, even with all of that, we have police in all the states. These things happen in some places that you expect, security operatives.
There's even military now in almost all the states as well.
They even attack military base and all manner of things. So if such high targets are really being so threatened, one begins to wonder whether the common man really have a place in Nigeria. All
right, Shijibumi, there is they say experts are warning federal government on the issue of payment of ransom to kidnappers. And if you look at that mix, how controversial or how complex is it that they are trying to discourage the concept of paying ransom for kidnappings, but then if you don't pay, you don't get your loved one back? So how complex is this for both the family of the person who is kidnapped and even the government by itself? Because they're talking about the concept of kidnapping, the ransom money, fueling activities of these people.
Yes, I think the government will do what they need to do, and the people will still do what they also need to do. Because if, God forbid, you kidnapped or I get kidnapped, the government can say my family should not pay ransom. But what about the family that knows the value of the person to them? So it's very easy to just sit in the comfort of your office and say, nobody should pay ransom. But the truth is, people will still pay ransom. Like the OAU lecturer that was kidnapped. People had to gather 5,045,000 to quickly give the boys. And the following day, the guy was released. So if they had waited on the government, on the security agencies to keep chasing the guys, maybe that wouldn't have happened. We still have the in-law to the president, still not released, that was kidnapped in Daura. So all these things, but the only, my only challenge is the solution to this problem. How can we find a lasting solution to it? Because it's, like you said, it's not just about kidnapping. We have Boko Haram, we have banditry, we have cultism,
Headsmen.
we have, everything is happening simultaneously at the same time. So when you face this one, there is distraction and another one is coming again. So like in Benue, before the elections, we had a trigger again of Fulani headsmen and the
headsmen.
Yes,
headsmen.
Headsmen, sorry. Of
headsmen
and the farmers. But just recently, we had that started again, while banditry was trying to be confronted. So when you have all these things, happening, we should sit down on a round table with every security agency, with all the security experts in the country, and find a template to, to confront these menace.
All right. Now, Dr. Kerry, the point there is, from the reports we get, the military is actually winning the battle against Boko Haram on one edge in the north.
In Nigeria or outside?
Well, in Nigeria, we've not heard of Boko Haram as much as we used to when it comes to the attack and all of that. Just pockets here and there, comparatively. But the point there is we're now hearing more of activities of bandits and activities of herdsmen in other parts of the country. Now, how overwhelmed do you think the security agencies are?
To start with, how are you sure that even the bandits are not members of this Boko Haram?
All right.
How can you guarantee that they are not using another strategy? So, yeah, but for me, I am beginning to think that the security, apparatus, the security architecture that we have is not positioned to deal with issues of this kind.
How is that?
Now, look at it from even the point of view of the operations of the police. We have an attitude of when you fight crime, you wait for the crime to take place. Then you begin to look for the criminals. Because most of the time, look at places like One Way and all the rest. Rather than, you find police right there, but they will hide. So that you, first of all, commit the act, then the next thing you see people just, jump in front of your car and the rest of it. That is the attitude we have. And again, this idea of ransom. Who says that if I were to be a policeman, I will not be promoting that kind of a thing so that those guys will collect ransom and I will be part of it? So it is quite challenging, really very challenging, even though...
So you think it's possible that security agents are somehow
It's not impossible.
to it?
It's not impossible.
Okay.
You never can tell who is involved, because we find, it has happened on a number of occasions that serious crime among the criminals, some security, members happen to be part of them. We have seen that before. So when you have such a scenario, it becomes more worrisome. But again, we are not even giving attention to intelligence. Right. There seems not to be anything in place to gather intelligence, because the first thing you do to actually combat crime is intelligence gathering. Or if you don't have the capacity to do that. But we've seen
instances where the police have used intelligence. In fact, some of the investigations they carry out is a product of intelligence.
And most of the time it's after the crime has taken place.
Review, and with me here is the social commentator, Shijibomi Adebiyi Bennett, and the lecturer at the University of Lagos, Dr. Danny Kerry. Gentlemen, it's good to have you here today.
Thank you.
All right. Well, the headlines we are looking at this morning from this day newspaper. Finally, Ganduje moves against Sanusi, breaks Kano Emirate. And it's right there, signs bill carving out 4 new emirates. And a blueprint newspaper, as Sultan decries kidnapping, poverty, gunmen storm Sokoto, kill Monarch, 4 others. 8 die in fresh Taraba attack, while candidate killed, Abia NULG boss kidnapped. And from Vanguard newspaper, worsening insecurity, 34 killed in 4 states. Cult war claims 11 in Edo. Boko Haram attacks military base. Community kills 11 in Borno. Herdsmen kill 11 in Taraba. Gunmen storm Sokoto community, kill Monarch, raise police station. Security agencies alone can't solve problem. Police are saying that. An expert warned federal government over ransom payment to kidnappers. That's it from the front page of Vanguard newspaper. And on the Nation newspaper this morning, Buhari versus Atiku, Tribunal warns against comment. Olani Kwekon Fagbemi Usman Uzoku pledged to abide by panel's rules. And moving on to the Daily Sun newspaper today, NLC's action against Ngige turns bloody. And why does to that story? 9 injured, 2 in critical condition as union members thugs clash at minister's house. Labour petitions police, minister's aid alleges dawn invasion. Well, gentlemen, one story we should look at this time is about this NLC's invasion or picketing now of the home of the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. And, well, it turned out to be what it didn't bargain for because eventually it turned bloody. Let's start with you, Dr. Kerry. What do you make of that?
Thank you. To start with, they were not actually picketing.
Like, what was it?
What they were doing was just a peaceful protest. You know, some time ago, Chief Frank Kokori was one of those who was nominated, you know, for the board of
the Nigeria Social Insurance.
Yeah, Social Insurance. Beautiful. Now, that board has been inaugurated, but the man was, you know, set aside. Only to later hear of, okay, the president has a substitution and all of those are the kind of stories. So NLC, what they wanted to do was just to do a protest, a peaceful protest. But unfortunately, from the reports and from what we saw, thugs were, from all the indications, hired by the Labour Minister to disrupt that process. You know, and
but the Labour Minister himself hasn't said he has a hand in that.
He doesn't need to say it. He's not talking to fools. You know, were the protesters going to those thugs? What was their business there? Is he saying that the thugs are usually around his house, you know, his official quarters? So how did they come about that? You know, so what we saw there was a clear case of intolerance. And much of what I can see from that equally is that the Labour Minister has his own skeletons that he's afraid of. Otherwise, why have you decided to sideline Chief Frank Kokori when others are there? You know, it shows that he has something up his sleeves that he's trying to cover, that he believes that this man will be too difficult for him to bend, because from records we've seen how, you know, the character, the person of Chief Frank Kokori, at least even in the days of the military, as was the Secretary of President of NUPENG.
So he's been very much effective in the Labour.
He's a man of his words.
Okay, let's go to Shidibomi now. The whole drama, NSITF, Labour going to, you say, is a fight for their own, and then it just turned bloody.
In as much as I detest what happened, and I think our political officers and our public servants should be very, very careful and circumspect in everything they do. I still believe Labour itself should be circumspect in what they do. This is a public issue. It's not a private issue. So I see no sense in protesting to the residents of the Labour Minister. He has an office. It's just like a protest being directed to the official residence of the Senate President. So I believe public issues should be taken publicly. Petitions should be written. So that we don't even allow, you know, very unserious elements to hijack or to frustrate our efforts. So in all of these things, I see a bit of tact lacking on both sides, because the NLC is the umbrella body representing the Nigerian workers. So it should be seen as a body serious and tactful in presenting their cases. So that is what I see, and I believe the issue will be resolved.
All right, now it's just about 20 days to the expiration of this tenure. This demand by the NLC now, do we see the feasibility of its actuality just before the expiration of this tenure?
Well, I can't tell whether that will be, but what is critical is that as long as he remains one of the nominees, as long as, you know, the name has not been dropped, then the Labour Minister will not have any choice than to swear him in. Because at the end of the day, what is he protecting? What exactly is he trying to defend?
Okay, well,
You know,
the coming days would reveal all of that
because
and everything that hasn't
all about
even
the
been
people.
said
It's all
just
about,
yet.
you know, how the people benefit from governance.
Okay, so let's hope that governance would come to everyone and it would be a great society. It's been good having you gentlemen here, Dr. Danny Kerry and Shijibomi Adebi Bennett. Many thanks.
Thank you so much.